welcome to GLP-1 Chronicles. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've watched any of my previous videos, thanks for coming back. So today we're in my car, about to go do a 3.5 to 4 mile walk at one of our local parks. It's nice because it's a nice loop, and trying to get this in before it gets too hot out today. Yesterday it was well into the 90s. I don't really want to be out in that weather, so early morning, here I am. So I had quite the week. The first half of the week was pretty good. The second half of the week was not. On Wednesday, we had to take one of our cats to the vet. She's about 13 or 14 years old. Her name is Cookie, and she's been losing a lot of weight in a very short amount of time. And we've been through this before with other cats that we've had. And it usually comes down to either hyperthyroidism or cancer, unfortunately. So we wanted to take her in, get her checked out, and if it's hyperthyroidism, get her on some meds. So Wednesday night, or Wednesday, late afternoon, Bob came home early from work, and he went and he picked her up to put her in the carrier, and she freaked out. She bit him and scratched him, so he put her down, and then she ran and hid, so we had to go find her. And then I picked her up to put her in the carrier, and she fought with me, and she ended up biting me and scratching me on both of my hands. So both of my hands are, I don't even know if you can see, I've got bandages all around this hand. There you go. And I don't have any bandages left on this hand, and I'm not even sure you could really see it, but I've got bite marks all over my hands. And in fact, these two fingers are pretty swollen there. You can see one of the scratches she gave me. So, so we got her in the carrier, and we were running behind because it took us longer to get her in the carrier than we thought. So I just ran in the bathroom. I rinsed my hands off, dried them, threw some bandages on, and we went to the vet's office. And of course, she was very docile at the vet's office because she was traumatized. I'm not sure if we were traumatized too. Unfortunately, she doesn't have hyperthyroidism, which would be the easiest thing to deal with. It looks like she might actually do have cancer or some sort of liver disease. So she's got to go back to the vet next week, which is going to be fun, trying to get her in the carrier again. But that's a problem for next week. I'm by the boat launch, so you're going to see people going by with their boats. We get back from the vet's office. We had decided we were going to take one of the couches in our living room and get rid of it because it was old, and the cats and the dogs had kind of destroyed it. And so we did that. So when I got home, I didn't immediately clean out the wounds and put antibiotic cream on them or anything, and that was my mistake. I know better than that, but it was a stressful evening. Anyway, so I finally did that, and my left hand, my left wrist was really bothering me. It was very, very painful, and I was actually having trouble moving it. Like doing this really hurt. Thursday morning I woke up, still my wrist was very painful. You can see she kind of really bit me all around the inside of my wrist. That's all. And then, like I said, I noticed these two fingers were starting to swell, and then this knuckle was starting to swell. So I had to go to work to get a project done. So I did that, went in early, I got my project done, and I left, and I went to urgent care. And because I figured I needed antibiotics. And I actually have an appointment with my primary next week, but I didn't want to wait till Tuesday, and this was Thursday. So I went to urgent care, and the doctor looked at it, and she was, feeling this, because the pain actually was shooting from, like, right up in here, like the tendon that's right here. So she said that what probably happened is she bit me and probably punctured, or maybe hit the tendon. So she said, if it's not better in a couple of days, you should go to a hand surgeon. Like, okay. But I couldn't move it. I could barely like make a fist. I couldn't hold anything in this hand. It was just too painful. And so she gave me my antibiotics and sent me on my way. And so I've been on antibiotics for a couple of days now. And I don't tolerate antibiotics really well, so I've been feeling really crappy. But the hand, as you can see, that I can move the hand now, and it's doing better. It still hurts. I haven't been able to really work out, and between the antibiotics and just feeling like crap in my hand, I haven't worked out for 3 days. So today I decided I have to do something. I've been doing this 60-day challenge, and I was doing really well, and this sort of sidetracked me. So I kind of want to get back on track today with it, but I don't want to lift weights because the wrist still hurts, and I don't want to ride the bike because, you know, putting a lot of pressure on the handlebars. So my only other option was to go to the gym and ride the bike, which is like torture to me when I could be outside and riding my bike, or I'd go for a walk. So hence this is why I'm here to do a walk, trying to get myself back on track. I wasn't really tracking my food the past 3 days because I would, you know, it was just so much going on. And so I'm going to try to track my food. I'll try to show you what I'm going to eat today. And I'm going to get back to tracking my food. The other part of my 60-day challenge, there were 5 things. It was 30 minutes of intentional movement or 7,500 steps a day, tracking my food every day, reading for 15 minutes every day, practicing an act of self-care, trying to spread some positivity, and then drinking 8 ounces of water every morning. And I just realized I forgot to drink my 8 ounces of water this morning when I got up. Fudge. Oh well. Like I said, it's been a crazy week. Other than the tracking the food and the intentional movement, I've been doing really well. I've been blowing through books. You know, I'm reading well more than 15 minutes a day. Other than today, I drank my 8 ounces of water when I first got up. I've been trying to go online and spread some positivity whenever I can, encouraging other people who are on weight loss journeys or whatever other kind of journey, and they're trying to celebrate something, and I try to celebrate with them. And trying to do the self-care. The self-care has been hard. My self-care has been taking care of this pretty much for the past 3 days. So, yeah, it's been a lot. And so I had my little pity party for a couple of days. So now it's time to get my butt back in gear and get things moving again. So my weight, I did weigh in on Thursday, and my weight's been fluctuating a lot. I was up over 240 again. I've been bouncing back and forth. I was up over 240 again, and then when I weighed in this week, I was down to 238.2. But I might be back up again, like I said. So I started my 12.5 milligram dose last Friday, a week ago. And over the course of the week, I lost just under 2 pounds, I think. So as of Thursday, I was down about 117 pounds total. But we'll see what happens this week. Now, like I said, I don't tolerate antibiotics well, so with the increase in dose of Mounjaro and the antibiotics, I'm really expecting that the food suppression is going to be loud because antibiotics usually make me pretty nauseous. So between that and the increase in dose, it should be, next couple of days should be interesting to see if I can get in enough food. You know, so far I've tolerated the increase in dose pretty well. I've had other things to distract me. So the first couple days after taking the first 12.5 dose, all of the old symptoms were back. Nausea, tiredness, headache. But that seemed to wane pretty quickly within like 2 or 3 days. And I took the shot last night, and I had a little bit of nausea last night, but you know, then again, I'm taking antibiotics twice a day. So I'm taking it in the morning and the evening. So last night I took the 12.5 shot, and then I took the antibiotics. So I'm not terribly nauseous this morning, but I do feel a little queasy. But I think I'm going to tolerate the 12.5 pretty well. It's just a matter of, you know, getting over the hump and getting used to the higher dose. So we'll see how that goes. And if that wasn't enough going on, last Friday, I started taking magnesium at night. And I posted about this the other day. The magnesium has been such a game changer for me. I have been sleeping, you gotta drive in front of me. You park in the furthest, like, dead corner of a parking lot, and somebody still manages to get in your way. Anyway, so I started taking magnesium last Friday, and like my doctor said, he said it's not going to allow you to sleep 10 hours a night, but if it can at least get you to like 6, that would be a win. And it's pretty much doing that for me. It doesn't really help me fall asleep, but what I've found is that I wake up during the night, and my problem is I wake up and my mind starts thinking about all the things going on, all the things I have to do, and this and that, and all the things I'm fretting about, and I can't get back to sleep. So I wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I can't get back to sleep. I'm going to bed at 10, I'm only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and that sucks. What I found with the magnesium is, even if I'm still waking up, it's not preventing me from waking up, but what it does is it allows me to go right back to sleep. Like, even if I get up and I go to the bathroom and I come back to bed, that would usually be it for me. I'd be up for the rest of the night. With the magnesium, I can crawl back into bed and I can fall back asleep within a couple of minutes, which, hallelujah, you know, being able to get that another hour or 2 of sleep every day helps a lot. I feel like my energy has been a little bit better up until, you know, Wednesday. And I feel more rested. And it just, I'm not having those thoughts all night long. And so it's really, so far, and I'm only a week into it, it's been a pretty important game changer for me. So I'm really, really happy I started it. I'm only on 100 milligrams. My doctor had recommended I start on 50, but I couldn't really find anything that was in the form of the pills that were in the form of 50. I'm sure they're out there. I just couldn't find them. So I decided to start with 100, and the bottle that I got says a dose is 200, but I'm finding the 100 milligrams working really well. I'm just going to stay with that for now. If it starts not working as well, I may consider going up to the 200 milligram dose. But yeah, it's a game changer. I'm so happy I started it. I just hope it continues, that it allows me to sleep at least marginally better than I had been, and it makes such a difference. I feel better now that I'm actually getting a little more sleep every night. Okay, enough of me blathering on. I need to get this walk done so I can get home. I've got to do laundry. I got to do some meal prep. I think I'll show you what I'm going to eat today. I got a couple things. I have some things I need to clear out of the refrigerator, and I'm not terribly hungry right now, but let me go do this walk. it's like I said, it's like 3.5 to 4 miles depending on which way I go. So I'm sure I'll be hungry once I finish that. So I need to put on my sunscreen. Get some, oops. I like this stuff. It does kind of just stay on your face though. It doesn't really absorb in, and it does have a slight smell to it. You know, it smells like suntan lotion a little bit, but it doesn't linger, and it's light. It's not real strong. So I need to put this on. I need to get my sunglasses. I need to put on my aftershocks so I can listen to some tunes to keep me motivated while I walk. I need to put my hair back in a ponytail. I need to put my hat on to protect my face. And yeah, and I gotta put some chapstick on for my lips because my lips are dry. So yeah, let me go do my walk and I'll check back in with you later. Well, I'm back, and I'm a sweaty mess. Ooh, I did just under 4 miles, 3.88 miles, I believe it is. Had a pretty nasty headwind walking east. And then once I got out of the wind, it got really hot, so sweating. Oh, I need to cool myself off a little bit. I like, after I work out, I like using these wipes from Babo Botanicals. If I can find them on Amazon, I'll put a link down below. I'm not an Amazon affiliate, so if you were to order them, I would not make any money off of them. But they do a good job of getting the sweat and the salt off your face. And the suntan lotion. And it's nice and refreshing. Oh, sorry, the car is on, the AC is going because it's hot. I'm gonna head home now and make myself some breakfast, get some laundry going, do all of the Saturday things, including drink the 8 ounces of water I was supposed to drink first thing this morning that I didn't do. My element water. Oh, it tastes good right now. Alright, so guess I'll see you back at the house. I'm back home. I think I'm gonna make myself a protein shake. This has been sort of my go-to recently. Not a lot of ingredients, but really kind of tasty. So what I do is I start off with 8 ounces of the Aldi dupe for Fairlife milk. Now, you may have seen in my Amazon Prime Day video that I had ordered a bunch of Clean Simple Eats protein. I have tried one flavor so far, but I do have this big container of chocolate protein powder that I got from Aldi, and I kind of want to use this up before I get too deep into the Clean Simple Eats protein powders. So I'm going to just use a scoop of this chocolate. And then I've been taking fruit that I don't eat during the week and just sticking it in the freezer. In here I have strawberries and blackberries. So I'm just going to put some of each, and they're frozen. Oops. That should be good. And then I'm just gonna take some ice, add that in there, put the lid on, and let me go make that. And as you can see, I did actually break down and buy myself one of the Ninja NutriBullet type blenders. The smaller one was just too small, so I went to Target one day and I got myself the Ninja version. So okay, I wanted to spare you the exceedingly loudness that is that blender. So it turns out pretty thick, delicious. I think it comes out to like, I want to say like 44 grams of protein. I know the milk is 14 grams and the protein powder's 30. And I don't know if I really get any from the strawberries and the blackberries. So about 44 grams of protein. And it's like 350 calories at most. So that's actually a pretty good ratio. So I'm going to go enjoy this and probably grab a shower and then get some stuff done. And I'll see you at lunchtime. Okay, it's time for lunch. I made during the week, I meal prepped this pasta salad. It's Barilla pasta, rotisserie chicken, grapes, an apple, and some low-fat mayo with a hard-boiled egg on the side. Basically, I combined the recipe for Arby's chicken, I think it's Arby's chicken salad. I'll put a link to it down below. I don't use all the ingredients that they do. But I had that, and then I had some Barilla pasta that I had made that I hadn't used. So I combined the two, and then I added a hard-boiled egg. So this is a little higher calorie lunch than I'm used to. This came out to 583 calories, including the egg, but it is 40 grams of protein. So high protein, to add that to the other 44 I had earlier. So I'm at 84 for the day, and it's lunchtime. So it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and I'll see you for dinner. Another salad I like, that I just started buying, is this crunchy taco from Dole. The dressing on this is really, really good. It's birria taco dressing. You don't need a lot, so I usually end up having leftover dressing, and I end up, I think, making like 4 different salads and using it, because I don't like super spicy, but that's just enough to give it some flavor. It's actually really good. So I bought that this week, and I'll probably have it for dinner a couple nights, probably with some of the real good chicken. So I just thought I'd show you that because that's one of my new obsessions. Future editing Diane here. I realized that I forgot to shoot an outro for this video, so here I am. I ended up having the chicken salad for lunch and the other salad for dinner. The protein shake ended up being more filling, and so I didn't really eat my lunch until about 2 o'clock and didn't eat dinner till 7 o'clock. After dinner, the only other thing I had was a Yasu bar. So that day ended up with about 1,500 calories, which is lower than I usually do. I'm usually between 1,700 and 1,800, and about 120 grams of protein. So it was a good day overall. So if you enjoyed this video or found it interesting or entertaining, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.
Give a little bit of loving, just a little bit the real.